We got official promo photos for the Flash 901, aka Season 9 premiere, aka the final season premiere. We're going to be talking about them because there are some interesting ones and some they're just like whatever. So the first one which we got, which is you're seeing in the background, but I'm going to be popping the ones that I'm talking about in the moment. The one I'm looking at right now, what you guys are seeing right now, I want to talk about this for a minute because it looks like the suit has been updated. It looks more clean, more vibrant. I don't really know. I said this in my trailer breakdown, I think, because there was a shot where the suit looked like really new. Like it looked like it just came out of like a cleaner or something. I don't know. It just looked really nice. And in this promo picture, it looks like the neck area has been updated again, which would be, I think, the third or fourth time it's been updated since they had this suit. I know it's been updated at least 3 times from what I've noticed. This might be the fourth, assuming this is an updated neck piece for the suit. Then you see an image in the trailer that you all see in the background of this video as you're watching it, where it does look like a little bagginess in that neck area like we've always gotten on the show. It's not a big deal, but it's noticeable sometimes. So I do wonder if this is a new part of the suit. It's just like they updated it so it didn't look baggy kinda in the neck area because it does look weird sometimes. But other than that, the suit does look brighter. Again, it could be the shot that we get. It could be, because again, another promo image that we got from TV Line back in December, I mean, the suit looked really good. I mean, we get rare shots of the suit looking really good. I mean, the suit looks great, amazing. But I mean, like, where we get to see the suit in full detail. We rarely get those images. And when we get them, the suit looks amazing, but you can see new details you didn't see before. So, the suit's obviously been updated in Season 9. It's just difficult to tell what it is. If it's a neck piece, if it's... Does the suit's more brighter, or the gold lines more golden? You know, instead of being a little bit more dimmed on the yellow side. I can't really tell anything else that would be different. It's either the gold lines, the red on the suit, which means the entire suit got remade, which I don't buy that. Or the cowl may have been a little bit redone with the neck piece. That's the only thing I can think of that was redone on the suit for Season 9. We had Barry and Iris promo image in the field together. I'm assuming it's after Captain Boomerang is taken down, because that's what they're wearing when they take down Captain Boomerang together. Or at least that scene is done. Who knows if he gets away or not. We see Allegra at Central City Citizen Media. You know, it's whatever. I don't really know what to say. I have to rewatch some episodes to figure out her storyline there because I don't really care for it. Then we see Barry, I'm assuming at Star Labs, just like in the lounge porch area. I don't know. He's probably thinking about something. And then, again, I'm assuming Barry in the loft here. Just, he's in the conversation. It looks like the angle they got on Grant's face, with his mouth particularly, it looks like he's in the middle of conversation. Great promo image there. Now, this is the second one that caught my eye the most. The first one was that first image that I talked about with the new suit. Not the new suit, but the suit that looks updated the previous seasons that we've had the suit. Chester is in like a bomb suit. Now, you can argue it's for nuclear radiation. You can argue it's for any radiation. I don't know. But Chester is building a weapon here, which is interesting because we had a whole storyline season 8 of how Chester didn't like to build weapons because of what he did to someone. I don't remember. I haven't watched Armageddon in a while. I have to rewatch it, but I do remember that Chester had a story arc where he didn't like building weapons. He wasn't okay with it. He's a pacifist. That being said, why it would look like he's building one here. There's equations on the board he's looking at. He's in the bomb suit. He has a mask up. It really does look like he's building a weapon or a bomb, which a bomb is a weapon last time I checked. So unless Chester decides, yeah, a bomb's not a weapon, it's okay to, make a bomb, but let's not make a speed gun, But who knows? It's gonna be something. I'm assuming, I believe this is related to Captain Boomerang, because I don't know what else it could be related to. I really, truly do not see what else it could be related to here. And with that description that we got yesterday, or 2 days ago, sorry, that I did a full video over, I mean, this episode, this premiere, is going to be heavy Barry and Iris centric, or at least Barry centric at the very least. Iris will probably just be there every now and then. But Barry will be part of the main focus this episode. These promo images, even though some people don't want to admit that, if you look at Barry and Iris and assume it's a Western-centric episode, which I've just been doing since we got the trailers, the matter of the fact is that we didn't get this many Barry promo images for Season 8's premiere. So the fact that we're getting this many promo images with Barry in it, because this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with Barry in it. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 8 are with Barry alone in them. The other ones have Iris in them. So the two main focuses this season will be Barry and Iris, but the number one focus will be Barry. That's what these promo images are telling me. I said this a few times by now, especially on Twitter. If they make it a West Allen-centric season, I am okay with that. As long as they make Iris have a good story and doesn't take away from Barry being as powerful as he was in Season 8. Which, by the way, is still my favorite season of the show. I've rewatched it a few times since it ended. Still my favorite. It has some cringy stuff, but, I mean, Season 1, Season 2 did as well, so. It's just, for me, Season 8 Flash that we got, that is the Barry and I've been wanting since the pilot. That is, ever since I really started watching the show, which was in Season 3. But when I started binge watching the show to catch up, I mean, this is the Flash I've always wanted to see in live action. Ezra Miller can never pull this off. What Grant's done for the Flash, he can never pull it off. In the Flash movie, it ain't gonna be any good. And as much as I love John Wesley's ship, he never got close to what Grant managed to do for the Flash. With the power that he has, the speeds he's able to do. John's Flash can never even come close to that. Even in Crisis, he couldn't do that. He had to take Barry's speed to be able to at least save the multiverse on some level. He couldn't do that himself. Barry could have. So, it does show how powerful Grant's Flash is compared to the other Flashes. And we need to keep that up. Eric Lawson, that came on the show in Season 6, and I want to point this out because no one talks about it. I didn't realize it until I rewatched a majority of Season 6, 7, and 8. The matter of fact is that when Eric Wallace came onto the show, Barry has been nerfed a few times, but those few times, it's actually made sense. In Season 6, the Speed Force was dying. Right? It made sense why Barry was losing his speed. He wasn't going to use his powers that much. It made sense. But throughout that season, Barry did get nerfed from Season 5 to Season 6, but he never, went from being able to stop a nuke to getting his butt kicked. Not saying that happened in Season 6, it happened in Season 4, but if that happened in Season 6, we'd be looking at different completely last 3 seasons right now. We would be. But with Barry being 20 times slower than the speed of light, like it was said in 603, by now he's way closer to that. He's a lot less slower than the speed of light, probably 5 times slower. I mean, with the speed that he has now, it's not far-fetched to say that that's what we're looking at here. Another thing to look at is that in Season 7, Barry got leveled up twice, and in Season 8, Barry did some of his most powerful feats the show's ever had him do. And I understand where people are coming from, where it was too much of Barry, too little of Iris, and, all that. Looking back, I don't really care. We should have gotten this Flash since, Season 2. We should not have been getting a Barry that is so less powerful than, Seasons 1 through 7 were. Or, Seasons 1 through 6. Season 7 was, COVID issues in the first half, and the back half, it was kind of good, I guess. It wasn't the best, but it also wasn't the worst. But, again, COVID precautions really did screw that season up. I mean, if you don't want to admit that, that's up to you. The matter of the fact is, COVID screwed up Season 7, screwed up Eric Wall's plans. But in Season 8, we did come back hardball with Barry actually being the Flash. Season 9 has to stay on that course. We can't have Barry being nerfed just to get Iris to be in the field with Barry, or to have more What's Allen scenes. We don't need that right now. That's not what the final season should even be like. What we need it to be like is for Barry to be the main focus. Iris can show up more than she did in Season 8, but not to the point where Barry's a side focus here. Which I know for West Allen fans, it'll be so hard for you to admit. For most of you, at least. But the matter of the fact is that this season needs to be Barry-centric. I've been saying this since my first ever video on Season 9, and I will continue saying it. This season needs to be Barry-centric. That is the only way this season will satisfy me, and I'm sure a lot of you. And a lot of other people in the Flash community that don't watch my videos. I am 100% confident that this season will have Barry more than Seasons 1 through 7 did. I don't think it will top Season 8 with Barry as a character and as a Flash. I don't think Season 8 will even come, or Season 9 will ever come close to what they did in Season 8 for Barry. But they can at least try to make it more Barry-centric than Seasons 1 through 7. Which wouldn't be too difficult. And again, like I said earlier, 8 of these promo images have Barry in them, and 5 of them are just with Barry alone. The other 3 are with Iris in them, or Chester and Allegra, and I'm assuming Cecile in that one image that I did a full video over before. I mean, that's really what we're looking at here, and it wouldn't be too far-fetched to say that this season is Barry-centric, but Iris is also a main focus as well. Which, again, if they give her a good story, fine. But my main problem with Iris in Season 8 was that there were 2 problems with Iris. One is that the time sickness was stupid. I don't care, I know the plans got ruined because Candace missed. She didn't tell them that she wasn't going to be there, which I understand why. But since they started time sickness earlier than intended, and it ended up just screwing up that entire story arc, when it really was interesting, why that was just happening, and we didn't solve it till 23 episodes later. If it hadn't started in Season 7, it would have worked perfectly in Season 8. It really would have. But because it got dragged out, and we were left with Iris just being this, sidelined character, which, was the most boring part of the season. And I know for a lot of you it was. it's not working. I get why Candace took time off, but they gave Candace those 4 days off so that she wouldn't just miss randomly. That was the point of it. At least from my point of view it was, because it makes perfect sense as why they just told her to take 4 days off so they doesn't screw something else up. And everyone hated Eric Waz for it, but Candace was the one that started that. And again, I get why. But when she has a job to do, she needs to respect that and respect the people she's working for and with. Can't be one way or the other. So, in season 9, which also was probably because she was off, which also why the storyline got dragged out. But in season 9, she can miss a few days. But it can't interact with her storyline being so bland to when she and Barry are in scenes together, which will probably be a lot this season. It's just dragging down what Barry's story arc is. Like in season 8. Like during the Desert Mark, when Barry and Iris were having scenes together, it was the most boring crap of the episode. In Armageddon, Barry and Iris' scenes weren't bad, but they could have been a lot better if that time track still wasn't the major. Although Armageddon, Barry and Iris' scenes weren't bad, I guess. But in the Desert Mark, they were pretty boring. And the Iris stuff was boring as hell. And 819, I mean, the first half with Iris alone was pathetic. And then when she died, everyone got, interested. Although I'm sure a lot of you wish she stayed dead. I won't give my remarks on that, but I have made publicly clear that I respect Candace, but Iris as a character is not good. They need to do better with her character. They can't do that when Candace is missing 4 days in a row and not showing up for work. And they also can't do that when they're trying to make the two stories between Barry and Iris work. So it's a whole thing of assuming Candace is actually, not missing work for 4 days in a row again. Whether that's because of her or because of Eric Waz or whatever the excuses are. Her storyline still needs to work. If they want to connect it to Barry, don't drag Barry through the mud just to get that done. Keep Barry still being the Flash. Give him good stories. That is the only way it could possibly ever work. So, to me, that's how it should be, and that's how it will probably always be when we're coming down to really how is it going to work. For me, at least. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching the video. Have a good day. Have a good night. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys next video. Bye, guys.